Hi everyone, this video is an introduction to number bonds and fact families. A number bond shows us the relationship between parts and a whole. We can have parts that we put together to make a whole group. Follow the path of the lines. Repeat after me. Part plus part equals whole group. That means when you take one part and put it together with another part, you make a whole group. The opposite is true when you take away. Repeat after me. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. I'm going to show you what this looks like, with manipulatives. I have 3 counters in my whole group. I can divide my whole group into parts, a yellow part and a red part. When I put the parts together, it equals the whole group. Part plus part equals the whole group. The opposite is true for subtraction. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Let's look at a bigger number. My whole group has 6 counters. There are 5 in the red part, and there is 1 in the yellow part. Part plus part equals whole group. That means when I put the parts together, it equals the whole group. The opposite is true when we take away. I start with the whole group. I can take away one of the parts. The answer will be the other part. Let's try that again, doing the opposite colored part. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Now that I've shown you what this looks like with counters, let's try it with numbers. I have 4 in my whole group. I'm going to imagine the whole group is being split into parts. There are 2 counters in one part and 2 in the other. We can confirm that this is correct by using counters to prove it. If I put my parts together, it equals the whole group. Let's check and make sure it works if we do subtraction. I start with the whole group. I'm going to take away one of the parts, and the answer will be the other part. This might remind you of friends of 10. You know that 6 and 4 go together to make 10. You can have 6 in one part and 4 in the other, and when you put them together, they make a whole group of 10. Let's show this with addition equations. Part plus part equals whole group. We can use the commutative property to rearrange the parts. 4 plus 6 is also equal to 10. It doesn't matter which order you put the addends in. When you combine them, you still end up with the same whole group. Looking at this number bond, we can also write two subtraction equations. In subtraction, we start with the whole group. We take away one of the parts, and the answer will be the other part. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Let's do it again, but this time we'll take away the 4 instead of the 6. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. These equations create something called a fact family. These addition and subtraction facts are connected. They're related. They have the same numbers and the same number bond. Let's review. Part plus part equals whole group. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Let's create a fact family for the following number bond. This might remind you of friends of 10. These parts go together to make the whole group of 10. We can write the following addition equations. Part plus part equals whole group. Rearrange the addends, switch the parts. Part plus part equals whole group. We can use this number bond to create subtraction facts. Start with the whole group, take away one of the parts. Your answer will be the other part. Repeat. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Understanding fact families and number bonds is helpful. Many people prefer addition over subtraction. Next, I will show you how we can use addition to solve subtraction facts. The question is 16 minus 6. Let's begin by drawing a number bond. In subtraction, we always start with the whole group. And we take away one of the parts. When you look at this number bond, you might be able to do addition to figure out the missing part. By that, I mean part plus the other part equals the whole group. You might quickly be able to figure out that the missing part is 10. We've done plus 10 facts previously, and this is familiar. Now that you've figured out the missing part, you can complete the subtraction question. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Addition can help you solve a subtraction fact. Knowing how to use number bonds and fact families can be a strategy for subtraction and addition. Here's another example. The subtraction equation is 14 take away 7. Let's create a number bond. In subtraction, we always begin with the whole group. 14 is the whole group. We take away one of the parts. We're trying to figure out the other part. Perhaps you're like me and you prefer addition over subtraction. Let's write it a different way. Part plus the other part equals the whole group. When you look at this addition equation, you might quickly know that the missing part is 7. This is a doubles fact. It's something that's familiar to us. Now we can complete the subtraction question. Whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. Here's a number bond. I've given you the parts, but I have not given you the whole group. How would you figure out how many are in the whole group? You would use addition. You would put the parts together. Either 4 plus 5 or 5 plus 4. It does not matter the order of the parts. When you look at these facts, you might be thinking about doubles. They might remind you of 4 plus 4 or 5 plus 5. When I look at 4 plus 5, I think about 5 plus 5. I know that's 10. This is different though. The 4 is one smaller. The answer will be 9. I figured out how many are in the whole group by doing addition. I put the parts together. Here's another number bond. I have 12 in the whole group and 10 in one of the parts. I need to figure out how many in the other part. I could either do addition or subtraction. Part plus part equals whole group. Or whole group, take away one of the parts, equals the other part. If you're like me, you might prefer addition over subtraction. Let's see. I have 10. I want to get to 12. I need to add 2 more. The missing part is 2. You might be able to do this in your head, thinking about skip counting. What number do you say after 10 when you count by 2s? See if you can write the fact family, the equations connected with this number bond. You'll need to figure out the missing part. I've told you the whole group. I've told you one of the parts. Can you figure out the missing part? Can you write the fact family equations? Pause the video. Try it. In this case, I prefer the subtraction question over the addition question. I would much rather count back 1 than count forwards. 17 and 1 smaller. I can think about the number that comes before 17. It works. I also know rearranging the addends is possible. And with our subtraction facts, we can take away the other part. Did you get this correct? Please rewatch the video as much as needed